Hi everyone, my name is Ronald Bautista from Portada online, and today we have Wayne St. Amand. He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Brand Networks, and he will be actually one of our speakers at the Portada our conference on Latin American and U.S. Hispanic marketing and media on June 9th and 8th and this 2016 in Miami. How are you, Wayne? Thank you for being with us.
I'm doing great today. Thank you for having me.
Great. So let's start with the topics. How important are Latin America and U.S. Hispanic markets for Brand Network's growth strategy?
As we consider our global growth strategy, and we have a significant presence in the U.S., in Europe, in Asia-Pac, Latin America is actually our newest area of expansion. We added a dedicated Latin American office in Mexico City late last year because it is very clearly an incredibly fast-growing market for us. If we look at the data, we see that Latin America, in terms of the advertising market, is looking like it's going to be about an $8 billion market for all of advertising in 2016. This is a phenomenally large marketplace, and we're tremendously excited about it. So it factors pretty large in our overall global expansion plans.
Great. I think that's very important for different brands that would be interested in this market, and also for other agencies that might want to work with you, or different products and technology and advertising that you might be able to collaborate with. So tell us, you get interesting insights about advertising and social media on the Brand Networks platform, and you recently issued a press release saying that Pinterest has grown by more than 200%. Tell us, what is it that makes Pinterest interesting for marketers?
Yeah, Pinterest is a really interesting channel for us. As you mentioned a little bit earlier this year, we took a look at our own business, and we are a social media advertising management platform, right? We're providing software and services that allow companies to do cross-channel management. So we're compatible with all 5 of the major social networks, and Pinterest is obviously one of them, and it's one of the faster growing emerging channels. And as you said, we see 200% growth in Pinterest alone as a channel. We believe that Pinterest is growing so quickly because it is the kind of site where people go to essentially plan their lives. If you are deciding that you're going to remodel the kitchen in your house, you suddenly start pinning tile and flooring and stoves and refrigerators and cabinetry. You essentially become an architect using the pins on Pinterest to decide what it is you're going to buy. You're creating a vision for that home improvement project. The same could be said for fashion, really any kind of purchase relationship where you are attempting to create a vision for what it is that you want to buy and plan your future state, whether it relates to your clothing, your car, your home, your children, whatever that thing may be. People are planning their future purchases on Pinterest, and it's an incredible opportunity, I think, for marketers to capture consumers at that moment where they're expressing intent to purchase, and show them the sorts of things that they have to offer as part of their retail brand or as part of any kind of product to capture that purchase intent and turn it into revenue. So this is given the way that this platform works and given the way that people operate within it, it's an incredible opportunity to take advantage of all that consumer purchase intent that people are exhibiting when they're pinning on Pinterest. And we're very excited about it.
Very interesting details. How do you see social selling in 5 years, and how important a sales channel will it be for the brands?
Yes, social selling is certainly a very hot topic right now. I think it all depends on the kind of product that you have. I think that in 5 years, you could see the traditional sales process be completely replaced by social selling, or mostly replaced by social selling, again, depending on the kind of product you have. I think as the products or the kind of retail transaction perhaps that you want to have is smaller and more transactional in nature, it's very well suited to being something that is completely housed within a social interaction, social network interaction. As you start going up market with much larger purchases, it starts to lose its power to hold the complete transaction inside the social platform. With really large purchases, people still want to maybe meet with a salesperson, look at the product, discuss it, interact with it. But social continues to maintain a huge amount of influence in the stages, the earlier stages of the sales process, where people are looking to learn. People are looking to discover all the different kinds of things that they could purchase within a given category, looking to have recommendations from friends, from family, from different associates. So the social selling process is sort of it's a 360-degree process where you've not only have the brands themselves who own those products and want to sell those products, providing influence and a channel for purchase, you also have the extended network associated with an individual. So on Facebook, for example, you have friends and personal associates and colleagues, and that constitutes a social selling network because you can get product recommendations or service recommendations from that group. And that's completely outside the influence of the brand. So being a good corporate citizen on social is really, really important because the influence that exists inside the social network goes beyond the control of the corporation itself. So as we move forward in time, social selling becomes even more valuable, even more viable, but never walk away from the opportunity to sort of build that relationship with the consumer through social, because that will pay dividends over time.
And what does it take to be a marketer in the current always-on age that we have right now?
It's interesting that you asked me that because, of course, I am a marketer, and given what Brand Networks does, I market to other marketers. And it is, speaking, from the perspective directly as a marketer, it is an extremely challenging time to be a marketer, but also an extremely rewarding and exciting time. The challenges are that consumers' attention spans are tiny and they're fragmented, and they're under tremendous pressure because there are so many interesting things available to them to divide their time, to fatigue them, becoming overexposed to things. So being really, really intelligent about where your consumers are spending most of the time, interacting with their friends, possibly interacting with your brand is vital, because you can't be, even the very largest brands can't be everywhere. They do a very good job of it, but they can't be everywhere. So understanding through research and analysis where your consumers are likely to be spending the most time and where they're likely to interact with you in the most favorable way is the way that you as a marketer can understand where to focus your efforts. And I suppose more importantly, where to spend your budget, your advertising budget, your marketing budget, your general promotion budget. Because time and money are really the only two things we as marketers have to spend to create the outcome we want. So spending that time, spending that money wisely in a highly targeted fashion, where our consumers are actually living, if you will, and spending their time is super vital, given how dispersed consumer energy is these days and how many channels it goes into.
Great. Are you looking forward to the Portada Lab conference? And if so, tell us a little bit why.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, it goes back to that first question that you asked me, which is, what's the Latin American market looking like? And I suppose the Hispanic market in general, as a market, it's exploding. And I think the Portada event is the place to go to speak to that community and the people that are active in the Hispanic and Latin American community. From an advertising perspective, a media perspective, and a corporate branding perspective, I can't think of a better place to be. So we're very happy to be involved as a sponsor and really looking forward to the event and connecting with the community.
Thank you so much, Wayne St. Amand, Chief Marketing Officer at Brand Networks. We're looking forward to seeing you at Miami on June 8th and 9th, and looking forward for your presentation and your insights.
My pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you as well.